It's 8:57, May 12th. Yeah, but you want to see some fake people with no respect for human life. Just fakes, just outright fraudery. Shames to mankind. Just these masked people masking themselves as decent humans, greater good, freedom fighters, altruistic, all just these forked tongue bullshit peddlers vomiting diarrhea from their mouths and just faking all their actions and behaviors and just put on a facade. There are people who know this tech I speak of is real. They know my life is in danger. They know my family's life is in danger. They know there's ways to destroy these devices, such as potentially EMP cages, lithotripsy with spectrophotometry targeting maps. Um, they know there is other ways with these antenna jammers, and they don't provide them. And they also know I'm supposed to have access to some game and access to some engineers where I could just tell, and resources that are mine, and I could just tell them an idea and I could get these devices made to destroy these devices. They purposely deny me access to that, and then, they also deny me access to these tools. If anyone was greater good, if anyone was a freedom fighter, if anyone was altruistic, if any of these people were actually kind, loving, genuine people, and not the most selfish, arrogant people in the world, worried about their betting manipulation tools, and then they're trying to save face because they were slandering me, so they purposely don't remove these devices and don't kill these devices so they can hold me hostage daily to try to stop me from reading and learning. I would have already had these devices out years ago. Because a piece of the reason they don't remove these devices is because they're these fork-tongued slanderers. And they've been trying to sell their lives by holding me hostage with this tech, shocking my brain and body daily and trying to prevent me from living a normal life. Others are involved with slow, covert, community ritualized murder. And they know this tech is a threat to mankind. They know people can kill with it. And they're purposely denying me access to various tools to kill these devices. So who's falling for these people's bullshit that they're righteous, greater good, or altruistic, or freedom fighters? Because if anyone was actually a decent human involved with this, who knows this tech is real, they would have donated something so I could scan my brain and body and kill these devices, or created some cage, or or created some spectrophotometry, lithotripsy targeting map so I could beam these devices with sound waves or lasers, what have you. Or they would have got those weird mind melder people to remove them. Granted, all these mind melder people will pretend to remove stuff and just add more. So that's how you know these mind melder people are fakes and frauds. But yeah, if anyone was altruistic or greater good or actually did their job in America, and since they knew my life was in danger, they would have provided tools to get these devices out. They knew I was a victim. They knew I'd never seen this game, was never playing this game. They knew I didn't create this tech. They knew I was never running any slander campaigns on anyone. They knew I was just a victim of something highly illegal, and not one person extended a helping hand. Not one person was a good Samaritan. And a lot of these guys pretend to be Christians. Not one good Samaritan out of all these Christians in America or religious people. Not one good Samaritan. All bad Samaritans. They all know this tech is real, and they're all too concerned with their betting agendas, manipulating bets, and abusing me and holding me hostage with this tech so they can sell their lives to whoever they were slandering me to. And then they want to hold me hostage with this tech so they can keep stealing intellectual property. So don't trust these people. They're all full of shit. It's an army of bad Samaritans. It's an army of fakes. It's an army of frauds. Fraud altruistic people. Fraud greater good people. Fraud freedom fighters. As this tech could have been destroyed years ago. At least a vast majority of them. This tech could have been destroyed years ago. These people should have been in prison years ago. So if they're actually decent people, why aren't they destroying this tech? Why aren't they giving me devices to kill this tech? Yeah, I never agreed to have it in my brain or body. I never stole any tech. These people were just sticking devices in me illegally, without my permission, to fulfill their illegal betting agendas, and then to hold me hostage now for 6 years and 6 months, put my life on pause for 6 years and 6 months, almost a decade, so they could run some terrorist gambling ring and assault me all day and then prevent me from reading and learning to sell their lives. So who's falling for these fake people's bullshit? Yeah, who's falling for these guys' nonsense? Don't trust any of these guys saying they're anti-bullying campaigners. Don't trust any of these people saying they're philanthropists and help people. Don't fall for any of these people's BS. They're altruistic or greater good or freedom fighters. Because if they're freedom fighters, altruistic or greater good or trying to help people, someone would have got me this tech a long time ago, and or given me access to these engineers, so I could have got this tech out. So don't fall for BS. And they're even right now while I'm talking, they're assaulting me. That's how repulsive these people are and disgusting they are. So who's falling for these people's act, this facade, and this mask they wear of being decent human beings? Because any decent human being, any kind, loving, respectable human being would have done what, and who had the power would have done whatever they could to get this tech out of me. So that's how you know these guys are full of shit. Don't trust them. Praise Jesus. And don't fall for it. It's a part of a game. It ain't part of any game. It's not part of any game. Yeah, RICO, terrorism, economic espionage, murder is never a game. Human rights and civil rights violation ain't a game. Repeated accounts of aggravated assault and robbery is not a game. So quit trusting these absolute lunatics just peddling their bullshit and putting on their facade. They're all fakes. And if there was any decent human being involved with this tech would have been out of me years ago. So don't fall for BS. And not to mention, these people also use the tech to rob people. So these guys are grade A criminals. So let's wake up. Praise Jesus.